In 2025, Texas has become the epicenter of large-scale deportation campaigns, with thousands of undocumented immigrants, especially dangerous criminals, removed from the U.S. via flights from airports like Harlingen and El Paso. However, this campaign's new perspective goes beyond law enforcement, showcasing a comprehensive approach that blends advanced technology, international cooperation, and humanitarian initiatives to protect national security while minimizing community impact. If you're interested in this topic, please like and subscribe to the channel for the latest video updates. According to ICE, over 135,000 people have been deported from the U.S., with Texas serving as the primary departure hub for these flights. An ex-post from CBP on April 30, 2025, reported that in Texas alone, over 2,000 individuals were placed on flights from Harlingen and El Paso in April 2025. These flights primarily head to countries like Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and Mexico, but also include special cases to El Salvador for individuals accused of being members of gangs like Tren de Aragua. The campaign focuses on those with criminal records, deemed dangerous criminals. According to NBC News, 52% of those deported from Texas in April 2025 had criminal convictions, including crimes like drug trafficking, domestic violence, and sexual assault. A notable case was the arrest of Anthony Fabian Marin Latorre, a fugitive wanted in Venezuela for 4 murders, in Grapevine, Texas, on May 2, 2025, per ICE. Such cases are highlighted by authorities to reinforce the message of public safety. The flights use both commercial and military aircraft. According to WOLA, the Department of Defense provided 4 transport planes, 2 C-17s and 2 C-130s, to support ICE, increasing transport capacity. A military flight to Honduras on April 26, 2025, carried 51 people but cost significantly more, estimated at over $500,000 per trip, per Noticias Telemundo. Beyond the image of deportation flights, the Texas campaign is a complex ecosystem combining technology, international cooperation, and humanitarian initiatives. Biometric technology, like facial recognition and fingerprinting, verifies identities, reducing mistaken detentions of U.S. citizens, a past controversy. According to DHS, this system accurately identified over 95% of detainees in the first quarter of 2025. International cooperation is a key factor. The U.S. invested $500 million in development programs in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador per USAID, creating over 50,000 jobs in Honduras. This helps reduce migration at its roots. Additionally, migration processing centers in Mexico, though still in negotiation, have enabled 70% of migrants in Tijuana to apply for asylum without crossing the border, per UNHCR. An ex-post from SecDef on April 30, 2025, emphasized, "Cooperation with Mexico and Central America is bringing unprecedented stability." On the humanitarian front, DHS has provided food and shelter to over 10,000 migrants in Mexico through NGOs. The self-deportation program, introduced via the CBP Home app, offers financial aid and plane tickets for voluntary departures, easing pressure on detention facilities. According to DHS, this program has saved about 70% compared to forced deportations, with a successful case involving a migrant from Chicago to Honduras in April 2025. The Texas deportation campaign has delivered clear results. According to CBP, fentanyl seizures in Texas dropped 54% in March 2025 compared to 2024, with 760 pounds seized. Over 600 Tren de Aragua members and thousands from MS-13 have been deported or voluntarily left, per an ex-post from Natalie Gwinters on April 28, 2025. These figures show significant disruption to transnational criminal organizations. In Texas, Governor Greg Abbott issued executive orders on January 29, 2025, requiring state agencies to closely collaborate with ICE, including providing land for detention and deportation. According to the Texas Facilities Commission, the state has arrested over 531,100 undocumented immigrants since Operation Lone Star began, with over 5,600 criminal arrests. An example is the arrest of Vianney Guadalupe Garcia Velasquez, a convicted sex offender, in Webb County in February 2025. The deportation campaign has brought economic benefits to Texas. According to the Department of Labor, over 5,000 jobs have been created in law enforcement and technology to support deportation efforts. Border communities like Eagle Pass and Laredo report a 15% increase in tourism in the first quarter of 2025, thanks to improved safety, per the San Diego Union Tribune. However, the campaign has sparked concerns in immigrant communities. According to NPR, many undocumented individuals have limited work or school drop-offs due to fear of arrest. Organizations like the Amica Center for Immigrant Rights report a surge in distress calls. To address this, ICE has set up hotlines to report mistaken detentions, protecting the rights of U.S. citizens and legal residents. The campaign faces several challenges. Legally, the use of the Alien Enemies Act to deport 137 Venezuelans to El Salvador in March 2025 drew criticism. According to Reuters, many had no U.S. criminal records, and lawyers argued they were targeted for common tattoos, like flowers or crowns. A Supreme Court ruling on April 19, 2025, temporarily halted such deportation flights, requiring fair hearings for deportees. The campaign has strong support from Trump's base. According to the Pew Research Center, 55% of voters back mass deportation plans, especially for those with criminal records. An ex-post from Gunther Eagleman on April 28, 2025, called the campaign "no nonsense" and received thousands of shares. Looking ahead, the Trump administration plans to expand flights from Texas, targeting areas with large undocumented populations. Investments in Central America and cooperation with Mexico will continue to reduce migration at its source. According to Tom Homan, the goal is a legal, fair, and secure immigration system. The 2025 deportation flights from Texas are more than a law enforcement campaign. They're a complex ecosystem blending technology, international cooperation, and humanitarian initiatives. With over 135,000 deportations, the campaign has reduced crime and strengthened security while creating economic opportunities for local communities. Despite legal and cost challenges, this approach offers a new vision: an America that secures its borders while seeking long-term immigration solutions. Texas isn't just a departure point for flights. It's a testing ground for bold ideas shaping America's immigration future. This article has utilized reliable sources and perspectives from social media to provide a comprehensive view. For a deeper understanding, readers can refer to statements from DHS, CBP, or reports from Reuters, The Guardian, and Wohler.
medical examiners have now been investigating the fatal fall. Border crossing. All the while, the semi-trucks continue to roll past. A few miles west at the same...
Maldonado said these changes were expected, but he does say it will create new barriers for... With the shutdown of the border, says that with President Trump...